All right, from one corporate cash grab to another. Animator Ipe Ichi says Netflix anime produced at Mappa paid bottom rate. And there's an update at the bottom. Says the offer was 3,800 yen per cut when the average range is between 3.8 to 7,000. Animator Ipe Ichi opened up about money matters on Twitter, claiming that animators were being offered bottom rates on the production of Netflix anime made by Mappa. His tweet translated is as follows. Apparently, a producer working on a Netflix anime made at Mappa suggested to pay 3,800 yen, which is $34 US per cut. The budget for a TV series is between 3,800 to 7,000 yen. So if you accept that offer, the unit price for animators would go down. Heads up, if you're asked, I think it's best to negotiate to 15,000 yen, or $134 or more.
Is that a day or an hour or?
I think per cut. So whatever scene they have to animate, they get paid for that.
For a scene?
I think so.
That's too much. That's not enough money for all the work. That doesn't make sense. Unless...
Like, especially when you're looking at the quality, like this poster that we're seeing, Yasuke, which looks pretty interesting. But I don't know if I can enjoy the anime now knowing that a bunch of animators are working tirelessly and getting underpaid. He then clarified, to avoid misunderstanding, I have to say that my issue is with Netflix. For all the exorbitant amount of capital they have, it's a problem that they've started to place orders with such low rates. There is a possibility that the prices are even lower than a TV series. Freelance animator Zaid commented, the usual 4,500 yen per cut is already bad enough. What is Netflix thinking allowing them to pay less than the average? In May, a freelance animator tweeted that they left Mappa due to the factory-like conditions. They criticized Mappa's decision to work on 4 shows at the same time instead of properly training its team so that such corrections wouldn't be necessary, and said, as far as I can tell, about 80% of the employees had similar complaints at the time. Lee Sean Thomas and Mappa's Yasuke animated debut on April 2nd, worldwide on Netflix. Netflix announced a comprehensive business alliance with Mappa in October.
Basically, Netflix is being dicks.
There was an update to the story.
Oh.
An animator claimed to have been paid 250 yen, which is $2, for in-between animation at a subcontracting studio for a film project made by the company that recently made a viral PV. They commented that the work was extra demanding because it was a film project that required a high degree of polish. Then pay your animators more!
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense to me because Netflix is a big professional polish company, and you don't get good quality or good product if you don't get pay.
My thing is,
you
why...
if you don't pay, if the less you pay, the less quality you're gonna have in general. It's just how it works.
My thing is, why are studios or production areas like, or just streaming... Hello, Jeffrey.
Oh, the audience can't see.
There we go.
Yeah, I've been struggling with him for the past 5 minutes.
Okay, now he's gone. Bye.
And here I am.
There you are.
He unplugged a hard drive, almost spilled my stuff, and I had to mute the microphone. Okay.
My thing is, with streaming sites like Netflix and Crunchyroll, why do they feel the need to pay studios to make content just for their streaming sites? Like, I get it. The streaming wars are a pain, and you want to be the one streaming service to get the customers' money. Like, come to my streaming service. I have this, I have that, and I produce our own content. And it's like, okay, it'd be one thing if you would pay these studios, a little bit more so that they can send their anime straight to your streaming service, and you're pretty much helping these studios stay afloat. But now you're asking them to produce content just for your website at a very cheap rate, but still expecting the best quality. You're only damaging the animation studios. You're only sending these workers into like poverty to make content for you. I'm just appalled. I am so disgusted with Netflix, stooping to this kind of level. Like, yeah, we make Netflix anime, and it's like, yeah, but you don't pay the animators a decent living wage. They're producing top quality stuff. Like, The Great Pretender was brilliant.
Yeah.
And this anime that was on the article, Yasuke, it looks incredible. But I can't watch it knowing that animators are struggling to make ends meet because Netflix is cheaping them out. This is why they are working countless hours and dying from exhaustion.
Yeah.
There are people in Japan that are overworking themselves to the point where they are dying.
And
Netflix
suicide.
is profiting off of it.
Yeah.
And committing suicide. As touchy as the subject is, Netflix is profiting from the animators suffering.
Yep. It's
I'm
happening
flabbergasted.
in the video game industry too, but I can't believe Netflix would do that. I don't know. It's a business just like any other it's a huge big business with what do you call it? The investors and a board of directors, and what are you doing now to make us more money?
These artists, they don't have to make a living wage because all they care about is, getting their name on the credit. Like, there's even all these like online shows that I'm looking on the spring lineup for my anime list, like the Goku Shofudo, like the devoted husband or something. It's like a Yakuza guy that becomes like the perfect house husband or something. It got pretty popular on Facebook. It's got a 7 out of 10 rating. But now all I can think in my head is, okay, how much did you pay your staff? And then there's another one called Shumatsu no Wakure. What site is this on? Like, even I don't know. Like, I'm like wondering if I should even like watch online anime now, because now I know that a good chunk of these animators are getting next to nothing for the work that they give.
Yeah, but now what you're sort of suggesting without knowing it is that we would have to do homework. Like, before we'd say, oh, that looks cool, let me check that out. Oh, hold on, let me Google it and see if they're being abused. I don't know.
As exhausting as it is, it's also part of our responsibility, because like if I know that like the people that are giving us this content and like getting next to nothing for it, then what's that say about us? If we're also like indulging ourselves but at the same time, like, they produce this stuff because they love it and they love anime and they want us to watch it, but I just feel terrible if they're suffering like this.
Yeah, it's not.
It's my way of saying, like, I want to punish Netflix. I want to give my money straight to the studio, not Netflix, if that makes sense.
So then if there is a studio that has like an online an app or something, or an online place where you can watch it, or you could order the DVDs, then that,
as long as the money doesn't go anywhere near Netflix, yes.
Right. So if you end up seeing it and you like it and then you realize, oh, they're not being abused, then you could say, well, I'm not paying Netflix. Mm-hmm. I will yeah, I mean, there are ways around it, unless it's like a Netflix original. But then aren't they paying more for the originals than they are?
No, these are Netflix originals, and according to these animators, they're getting next to nothing.
That's
like, there's still like all these other shows from the spring lineup that I'm watching, like Don't Tease Me, Nakatoro-san. Tokyo Revengers, 86, VV, Fruits Basket's the final season. Like, by all means, pay to watch those, support the studios, but it just makes you wonder how much of your streaming cost goes to the animators, because it just seems like Western corporate capitalism is just profiting off of Japanese animators suffering. I'm just gonna put a little comment from Little Kawaii T. Buying the DVD is the best way to support.
Yes.
As long as the culprits don't get any of your money. This was a clip from a podcast Brad and I host together every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. We talk about anything new in the anime world while answering some of your questions in the live chat. We hope to see you there for our next podcast. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to Anime America.